So recently, Somebody in Saw released a video detailing the story of Super Mario Bros. Individual level speedruns and their pursuit of perfection, which got me thinking, are there human limits to speedrunning? Okay, yes, if the game or IO is short enough, then frame perfection can be achieved, such as in Dragster, but I don't want to look at that, so let's look at Super Mario 64. So if you didn't know, back in March there was a big race to break the 120-star world record, and potentially get a 137 between 4 runners, Simply, Cheese, Puncation, and Batora. The record was broken by Batora, but the 137 never happened. If we look at the start of SM64, you'll see the first run on speedrun.com as Dragorn's 2:10:40 in 2006. Of course, that was before speedrunning was somewhat popular, so it took a while before people started really running the game. The record has been broken over 40 times after this run, but only 8 of those have come in the past 3 years. By the end of 2011, Siglemic had already lowered the record down to 147.10. By the end of 2012, it was 144.23, 2013, 144.01, 2014, 142.32, 2015, 140.44, 2016, 140.10, 2017, 139.28, 2018, 139.19, 2019, 139.05, 2020, 138.28, and currently halfway through 2021, the record is a 138.21. So, as expected, progress has slowed down a lot. The biggest yearly jump in the past 6 years has been 42 seconds, and the smallest just 9 seconds. The longest standing world record is Cheese's 139.19 at 482 days. So how low will the record go? Well, there's a few ways to look at it. You could start by looking at the 120-star tool-assisted speedrun, which has a time of 120.41, but even TASes change and improve over time. This TAS was made all the way back in November of 2012, so it's definitely outdated. And if new strats are discovered, the TAS time can be significantly lowered as well. So, of course, TAS's times will continue to change. Maybe it'd be more logical to look at the human ideal run TAS, which has a time of 132.55. But again, this has the same problem as the TAS. The run is already outdated because of new strats being implemented, for example, red coins in SSL. I'd also like to mention an interesting detail about another game, Celeste. The first TAS of this game was a 28.17, while the current world record by Babai is a 26.29. There are a lot of reasons for why this happened, from game mechanic changes to route changes, but I think this clearly shows how much TASes can change, and if you're wondering, the current TAS is a 21.43. What really seems to be the determining factor in how low the record will go is activity. Obviously, if a game has no active top runners, then the game won't have any new records. But as long as the top runners continue to push the game and each other, it seems like there's no limit to how low the time can go. Of course, at a certain point, the record will become just too hard to break and people will throw in the towel. But as long as there's someone who's passionate enough to run the game for many years to become a record breaker, then there will always be world record contenders. But who knows if there are people who will continue to do that, and who knows when people will stop running the game. As of now, Simply and Batora have both stopped running the game, but Cheese and Puncation are still doing attempts every once in a while. Also, there's still newish runners like Ikori and Gainy who are rising the leaderboards quickly. Super Mario 64 speedrunning just seems to be active almost all the time, and unless speedrunning dies, it's hard to imagine that SM64 would die. It's really considered to be the classic speedrun and has always been one of the most popular. Still, nothing lasts forever, and one day the last world record will be set. But I can't imagine that will happen anytime soon, with how many people who are passionate about speedrunning the game. Sadly, I can't say the same for all the other games, but it only takes one dedicated person to bring a game back to life. So, how far can speedrunning go? I think pretty much as far as people want to take it.